that is the way forward.
Well, you know, they say that you just watch the racing at home now. Nobody really goes to the races. Nobody really bets at the races. Well, my next guest, as you can see, Dave Standbridge, known affectionately to all of us who see him on a daily basis at the races as Tracksuit Dave. He is still going racing. He is still betting in cash and still winning it, by the looks of things.
Yeah, it's very hard though now, Nick. It's very hard. Well, I'll tell you that it's easier now because you've got all your videos, you know, ATR trackers. You've got everything to help you. Whereas in the 80s, when I first started, you had nothing. Even the pictures in the betting shops never came out to 1987. So, you know, it used to be a lot harder then. I used to get Superform. My friend Dougie McLean said, get Superform. And I used to study off of that. But I've had stories where I've been arrested by the police and not let out because they thinking I'm doing a robbery. I'm on a blind date waiting for this girl to turn up. The only reason they let me out was 7 o'clock at night. The officer said, the 200 or 300 quid you got on you, we believe you. 5 out of the 6 horses won. And I not only have lost a blind date, I've lost 5 out of 6 winners. I was absolutely gutted. But that's true stories. That's, you know, that's the way life is, you know.
But this is, you're still at the racecourse. That's
I go when I can. I'll be honest with you. I haven't been as much since your TV programme that I subscribe to. It's brilliant. You know, I love the presenters. And I've got my own form. I get emails sent the night before they run, and I do well. I work on a percentage. I'm very good.
You still like a cash bet by the looks of it?
Yeah, I like a cash bet. Yeah, I do. and I'll be honest with you. I've had jockeys.
You know, Dave. You know when you
jockeys.
leave this building, if you turn right and right again, there's like a little bay there, and it says police cars only. And Ealing police station's right over the road.
No, so won't have none of that. I've been lucky.
I don't want you getting banged up.
No way. I've been lucky in this game. I've met some great people.
How did it all start then for you?
Well, I was in hospital for the first 5 years of my life with a bone disease called osteomyelitis. I came out of there and I always liked football, but because of my little legs, I used to love football. And I got in to watch Chelsea. And my dad was a lorry driver. And he used to go, every time I used to think, what's he doing? Every like 100 yards, he'd pull up. He'd have a bet. And if the horse won, he'd buy me a bag of footballs. So I thought, well, this is good. If he can buy me a bag of footballs, maybe I can buy the kit, the football, the ground, everything. So I got into racing. In 1967, he read the paper and he said, this certain trainer said this horse jumped like a cat. Well, Peter Bonetti was nicknamed the Cat. I was a Chelsea fan. So he had 5p each way on it. It won 100 to 1. I've been skint ever since. No, but you know the story. You know the story. That's got me into it. And with the blind date in 1980, working in County Hall, and the woman said, do you want to go out with my daughter? I looked like, honestly then, a bit like David Cassidy. People will know me now, Hopalong Cassidy. But this was me. And I've got into the game. I've had jockeys ask me what I fancy at the races, flat jockeys. And one won, and one got beat a short head, and they asked me. So, you know, I've got great respect. Ocean Murphy, fantastic.
I'm going to stop you there. Anyone who's thinking, no, you're not, I love it. But anyone who's thinking, come on, Dave, how much like David Cassidy were you? We have got... Look
but no, that is David Cassidy. You've got the wrong picture. That is David Blood. And I said, there I am. Well done. But the mother
Let's just see Cassidy again.
The eyes.
No, they've said no.
No, show the good one.
They said everyone in our graphics department today says show the good-looking one, so they kept the picture.
You're a gentleman, Nick.
So there we are.
You've always been a gentleman.
Proof positive. So anyway, carry on. Where were you?
Yeah, no. So my dad was a lorry driver. I backed Foinavon. It won 100 to 1. Now I'm hooked. I mean, it's won.
And you're how old at this point? 67.
I was born in 57, so I'm 10.
10, yeah.
Why did you back Foinavon? He didn't play for Chelsea, did he?
No. But Peter Bonetti was nicknamed the Cat.
Yeah. And what about Foinavon?
No, because the trainer said it jumped like a cat.
Oh, right. This is right.
So Peter Bonetti was nicknamed the Cat. My dad said it jumped like a cat. So cool. So I backed it. Oh, Dad backed this for me. Won 100 to 1. And like. Then, okay, my mum and dad, I think it was the 50 pence each, the old 50D. I had the fiver. I was a millionaire of the family. They got their fags and their beer. But that got me hooked. And then I had a friend called, as I said, Dougie McLean. He swore by Superform. And then I got Superform because the pictures never came on in your betting shops till 87. And that was around the 80. I got a job in County Hall, went out, as I said, did the blind date thing, got arrested and... I met the girl later on, but it was an hour bus ride from the Elephant and Castle to where I was living in Streatham. So we saw each other for a couple of months. She was lovely.
That's a slow bus from the Elephant to Streatham, an hour. You could have walked it in that time.
You've seen the traffic, Nick. You've seen the traffic.
Walked it in that time.
Well, anyway, we went out for a couple of months. She was lovely. But as I say, I've met David Johnson. He took me to the Grand National in a helicopter.
The owner, David Johnson.
Yeah, lovely man. I'm gutted. Unfortunately, he got cancer and he died. I went with him, Barry Dennis, his daughter, his wife, and we all flew up to Aintree for the Grand National. And I've got another great friend, Graham Potter. Camping ground he had, unfortunately, died of colic. He's a lovely man. And these are millionaires that treat me the same as them. I'm just a racing man that loves racing, that studies hard, and enjoys the game more than anything that you can imagine. I love it, and I love football.
Have you made a good living out of racing?
I've survived. Listen, when I say a good living, the top, it's not bad, is it? It's about 70 quid. And anyway, I can go on holiday. I can buy my clothes. I can eat. That's all I need to do to have a good life. And if I can make the racetrack, the Plumptons, the Fontwells, the Kemptons, that's my life. I'm happy. I
like your Lacoste polo shirt, but I like your tracksuit more, and that became your thing.
Exactly.
Tracksuit Dave.
Yeah, because they're easy on your legs. You've got a bad leg, obviously, and they're easy. The pockets are deep if you win, and I buy the other tracksuit bottoms if we lose. But these are deep pockets to keep your money in, and you just survive. You know, listen, racing is a great game. But don't, Gamblers Anonymous. I went to Gamblers Anonymous. This is how bad I got when I was really young. I was betting like the average punter in the betting shop. Everything that moved, the dogs, the fantasy rate, anything that moved, I used to bet. Then I went, listen, you've got all the tools here now, the likes of your channel at the races. You've got videos. If you honestly want to make a living out of it, study. Look hard, study. Is it in the same grade? Is it the same distance? Is it the same ground? People swore to me, all-weather racing is no good. All-weather racing is very good. It never changes the going. The going is a massive thing. Look at King of Troy yesterday. I think it wants 1.5 miles. Over 1.5 miles, it won't get beat. 1.25 miles, it struggled. It swung itself to the rail. When it straightened up, it won. Now, this is just things you take in. Funny enough, the taxi driver said, oh, are you going to... I said, it's a racing studio. Oh, is it Formula One? I said, no, it's horse racing. Oh, I'm into horse racing, he said. I said, well, I'm going to tell you now, next time King of Troy runs over 1.5 miles... City of Troy. Yeah, City of Troy, sorry. Runs over 1.5 miles, it won't get beat. I hope I don't get the taxi driver next time.
Problem is, I don't think he's going to run over 1.5 miles again.
Oh,
so
really?
you're fine, you're safe. The taxi driver's not going to do his money.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't think he'll run over 1.5 miles again. Well, I might be wrong.
Yeah.
You never know.
So opinions. This game's about opinions.
I don't necessarily disagree with you. I think he was very effective at 1.5 miles, but I just don't think he's going to run over 1 mile.
Oh, right, really, yeah. He struggled yesterday, and that wasn't a great eclipse.
I want to go back to young Dave.
Yeah.
And just take you all the way back. You said you breezily said, look, I spent the first 5 years of my life in hospital.
Yeah.
With osteomyelitis.
Yeah.
How clear is what's your earliest memory of that? Can you remember?
I can remember everything because I won't show the viewers because it put them off their breakfast. But I've got scars on my legs. Yeah. I've got scars on my legs, both legs, and I had 7 layers of skin taken off my stomach. They rolled it into a fat. Like into balls, and I slept like that for 6 months while the skin grafting took. My leg was 5 inches shorter. Now it's only 2.5.
So this right leg was 5 inches shorter than your left leg?
Yeah, but I had it all over my bones, as you see, my arms. But they used to turn an Allen key every day for 6 months. Ooh. And they turned it and stretched the bone. And that was painful. That's why I remember it. And I remember I was in Chailey Heritage Hospital from 9 weeks old till I was 5. Then they let me out, and I say even the nurse wanted to adopt me, so there must have been something good about me. You know what I mean?
It must have been very strange going home then, because you're completely institutionalised.
Exactly. I went home, and then, unfortunately, I didn't have a great... My mum... I lost my dad. My brother died of a motorbike accident when he was about 17, 18, 3 days before Christmas.
So your only brother?
Yeah, my only full brother, yeah. I had a half-brother. He died of cancer. Then my dad died a year later. So my poor mum at the time had to bring me up. And it was very stressful for her, but I played truant. I mean, there's so many stories. When I first, do you mind me going into this? When I was first went into a primary school, you wouldn't believe how spiteful children are. And I used to wear calipers. When I was about 7 then, I suppose, I'm out of hospital, gone to my first primary school, and all the kids are, you know, what, spiteful. The only thing they couldn't do, they couldn't go to, the teachers couldn't go in the toilet because that was the rule. You're not allowed to go in the toilet with the little young kids. So me and Mr. Shrewdy, them kids who used to mouth at me and call me names, when they was up having a urinal, I used to kick them up with my caliper. So I used to get my own back. Yeah, I got my own back. And then, of course, they expelled me to a physically handicapped school. We said, we can't control this boy. The first school was in Stratton Vale. I used to run away. They find me kicking a football on Tooting Beck Common because I resented it. But that was how that I had to be. And then I got up and that's how my life sort of went. And then I got into the 20s and I went to County Hall, as I said, with that job, and that's how I progressed. And then I just love racing. But since you can now study the form, people can win. At home, I'm telling you now, if you study and treat it as a job, you'll win. If you think you're going to win going into a betting shop every day, unfortunately, you won't.
But what strikes me is that, it's the most difficult start imaginable in life. You have found something that you absolutely love and that you're completely passionate about. And every time I see you at the races, you want to talk about the racing. You've got a smile on your face. You're in it. You're totally immersed in it.
Well, people watching the show today, Ocean Murphy, Nick Schofield, they've texted me good luck. I mean, just people like Eddie the Shoe. You know, just people generally like that who know that I'm coming on. I've had, your figures will go up today because I've had literally hundreds of people saying, I texted them out yesterday, watch the show, and they're all going to watch it. And they're fantastic people. They know me as in the racing world, I'm known as Tracksuit Dave. In the football world, I'm known as Limpy Dave. I'm known as two different people, but I am what I am. And I love the game. I love racing. It's never done me any harm. Only when I was younger, and I used to stand in that betting shop betting anything. You know what it's, I mean, you know, you must guys know, like you said, go through syndicates. That's the way forward for people to get into racing. I mean, your syndicate with Charel, whatever, the horse.
Oh, the racing TV syndicate, the with Stuart Williams.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I joined that because I
was worried. I'm thinking, God, what's my?
Yeah, no.
That you're looking at the wrong man.
Yeah, no. I was looking at because of syndicates and it's. Yeah, I just love racing. I mean, I've got so many stories that you haven't got long enough in your show.
We've got a little time, don't you worry. We've got a good quarter of an hour left, Dave.
Do you want the Davy Jones story or the character reference story?
This is brilliant. It's like one of those books you used to read as a kid, isn't it? If you want this, go to page 46, and if you want this, go to page 64. What are our choices?
Well, you've got the Adrian Maguire story, 1992. That comes before the Davy Jones story. I'll tell you that. My friend
Adrian Maguire. So
1992.
All right, so this is
my friend Ravi. Yeah, my friend Ravi had horses with Roland O'Sullivan.
I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah, very
Ruling
good
Dynasty
trainer,
was my
very
favourite.
shrewd.
Do you remember Ruling Dynasty?
Yeah, I remember.
Won all those races at Foinavon.
Pass. I remember the grey horse, grey. I can't remember now.
But Eddie will be screaming at the TV.
Nuzman. Anyway. Right. Anyway, my friend had a horse running in Warra Jam. Character reference.
Belgium.
Belgium.
I remember character reference.
Well, I'm at Goodwood. Mug punter. I've got my last 20 quid on Cochrane. If this gets beat, I don't go to Warra Gym with the boys. They're all going out there to watch my friend's horse. Anyway, it won. So a long story. We go on the ferry. We go to Warra Gym. We're coming back, and Dave Roberts, very good friend of mine, the racing
agent,
jump agent. Yeah, good friend of mine. We get back late in the morning. Character reference gets beat. We get back 3, 4 in the morning. Adrian Maguire's got nowhere to stay. So I said, put my hand up, I'll put him up. So Adrian Maguire said, oh, that's good of you, Dave, you know, like nutcase that he is, fruitcake. Brilliant jockey, but a fruitcake. Sorry, Adrian, if you're watching this. And he stays in my place. 8 in the morning, I knock on the door, he's fast to kip, and I'm thinking he's got a rise at Fontwell at 1 o'clock, whatever. Anyway, 9 o'clock, I take him 2 boiled eggs, a couple of slices of toast. Yeah, he wakes up. I said, listen, mate, you're riding at Fontwell. He said, do you want to come? Do you want to come? I said, yeah, I'll come with you. My God, Sterling Moss has got nothing on Adrian Maguire. We got in the car. He must have been doing 80, 90 mile an hour over humps, back down there. Anyway, I told Dave Roberts, he cried laughing. He said, I know, I knew what he was like. I said, the guy frightened the life out of me, mate. I said, never again. Anyway, I got to train home. That was it. I got to train home. That was it.
So the day Adrian Maguire was your very fast chauffeur to Fontwell. You love Fontwell, don't you? Plumpton as well as one of your...
I love Plumpton. It's so friendly. All the staff know you. And
you get close to the action as well.
Yeah, I mean, like all the jump jockeys know me because of Dave Roberts. You know, he used to get me in for nothing. Now he's not an agent, it's harder. Dave, come back, mate, come back. But yeah, no, listen, I go. I'm respected as well, I think, in the game. I'm not just Tracksuit Dave. I think I'm respected in the game because I am very, very knowledgeable. Sorry to guys to keep waffling on.
You're Davy Jones.
Oh, Davy Jones, right now.
Davy Jones now.
Roland O'Sullivan.
As in Davy Jones from the Monkeys?
Yes, yeah. Davy Jones of the Monkeys.
Yeah.
Roland O'Sullivan trained Dig Past.
Yes.
It was his daughter's horse, Dig Past. Well, when he came there, I said, Davy, listen, I said, not being rude, I said, I was at Lingfield every day there was a meeting. And I said to him, listen, I know this horse so well, David, when you come off the bend, you've got a kick, and you just put your head down.
So you've got it because Davy Jones got a licence out basically to ride in one race. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, at a fairly advanced age.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and that was his dream. Davy Jones. He'll tell you, he's dead now, but he would have told you in his books that was his dream, to ride a winner. Anyway, I said to him, when you come off the bend at Lingfield, because I know the track, put your head down. This horse just pump away, and you'll win. Anyway, it won by 2.5 lengths. Of course, I'm thinking. He's going to say, oh, the pressure all round him. He's going to say, this man told me how to ride it. He just went, nodded to me. And they all was on the cameras on him. And I went, until now, I've not been able to tell anyone. I told Davy Jones how to ride Dig Past, and it won. I told him. And it's great. Them stories, when you can say that you spoke. I mean, I had to say, I won't mention these jockeys. They've asked me, literally, what do I think? And I've told them. And they've run to how I told them.
And you've been a handicapper, you've been a jockey's advisor, you've been a punter, the lot.
Yeah.
Right, tipster.
And I'm still here, thank God. And yeah, and it's just a great game. But I'm saying to anyone out there, don't just, you know, you're going to be lucky one day, lucky the other. Go and have a bit of time. If you've got an odd 50, 100 quid, you want to go to the races. I know it's expensive for food and getting in. That's my gripe. But if you can afford it, have your day out at the races. Meet people like these here. Get in syndicates. Meet Nick Luck. I know you'll shake their hand and get their autograph. I've seen you. That's what racing game's all about. And the jockeys are the same. They will give you their time. Some of them, I mean, trainers have given me their time. I've never put a horse with them. And I've always said, if I won the lottery, there's 10 trainers, little trainers, that stand there and talk to you.
Who would, if you won the lottery, where are they going?
Well, no, I'll go with old Martin Pipe first, because I had a horse called Doctor.
Oh, was that Doctor? I remember Doctor, yeah.
Well, Alfie Walls and his son Chris said to me, do you want to share in Doctor? I had a pub in '96. And the pub, ironically, was called the Flying Machine. He said, do you want to share of our horse? I said, how much? He said, £4,000. I said, yeah, OK, Alfie, I'll have it. Anyway, long story short, Martin Pipe said, this horse is a certainty. I said, what? He said, it's a certainty. So I said to my girlfriend at the time, Karen at the time, I said, look, Martin Pipe said this horse is a certainty. Now, in them days, '96, £2,000 was quite a lot of money. I said, I'm going to have £2,000 on it. What do you want on it? I'm thinking she's going to woman. She says, I'll put 20 quid on for me, Dave. She said, can you put £500 on me? I said, what? She said, can you put 500 quid? And I thought, right, this gets beat. The 500 quid goes, the pub goes, and the old woman goes. Luckily, it bolted up.
Of course.
On the bridle. It was 13 to 8. But the story being, I've gone to the racetrack at Sandown. I want to have £2,500 on. No one takes a bet.
Hey, is this day here? Is this?
Where? Oh, no. I was fatter then.
Tell you what, the years have been kinder to you, Dave.
Yeah.
Was that?
Oh, my gosh. You were younger then and all, Nick.
Well, I was, yeah. Steve Mellish isn't happy.
You know what? I didn't even know I did
furious.
that. I didn't even know. I've done it so many times. and I've been told off about it, saying you're going to get mugged leaving the racetrack.
Oh, it was David Cassidy.
Yeah, David. Well, yeah. Thank you, Cornelius.
David Cassidy flashing the cash in the background.
Yeah. But anyway, long story short, the horse won.
Good.
And then he said it'd win the Imperial Cup, and it came second. Tony McCoy rode it, and it came there on the bridle, jumped the last. I'm watching it on the screen outside. I ran in going, oi, oi. And Jamie Osborne came by and beat me on the line. And that was it. It got tubed after that, and then I took it over myself. I backed it, and it got claimed at Wolverhampton, unfortunately.
OK, so other little trainers that you would have horses with?
I don't really want to say, but they know who they are. They give me their time at the racetracks. They're little trainers. I don't really want to say, because I might upset a few of those that I don't mention. But there's trainers that, honestly...
But who are your pals? Who do you like? Who do you enjoy seeing?
Everybody. Honestly, you wouldn't believe it, Nick. Everybody. They're so... Look, people don't realise, trainers and that obviously want owners, but they will give you their time. If you go up to them and say, can I have an autograph, or this jockey, that jockey, there's some are obviously are different, but 90% of them will give you their time. And that's why this game's so great, and I love it. And if you can survive out of it as well, what a game.
What I love about you, you're a relentless optimist. You had a tough start. You adore racing. You support the smaller tracks as wholeheartedly as you do the bigger ones.
Yeah.
But you've got the toughest battle to come now, haven't you, Dave?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. You can say it, Nick.
So you've got cancer.
Yeah.
Just tell me where you're at the moment.
All I say is anyone gets a pain in their back or side, go and get it checked out, because I kept going for 3 years, and the doctors kept saying, oh, it's muscular. And I said, it's not muscular. I know my own body. Everyone knows your own body, right? So if you get pains, please don't put it off. Even with the nurses' strike, the doctor's strike, make sure you get in there and you say, I want an X-ray, I want a blood test, because I had this last May and they didn't pick it up. And I've gone about a week and a half ago, and they've told me I've got it bad. They think I've got it in the spine, the lymph nodes, I've got it everywhere. They think. I'm going Thursday to find out. But he asked me, did I have family? And if they ask you if you've got family, it's not a good sign. So all I'm saying to the general viewer, if you think you've got pains that you've never had, please don't put them off. Go to the hospital, and you might be around another 20 years. If you're not, and make sure you insist that they look. You insist that you have a blood test. That's all I'm saying, Nick.
And it's an incredibly important message, and hopefully it's one that has gone in.
Yeah.
You've already overcome a huge amount in your life and have been able to single-mindedly do that. Presumably now you're having to channel all that energy. Exactly.
I mean, the nurse, they're so good at the hospitals. I mean, when he came in, the doctor and another doctor and a nurse, and straight away he asked if I got family. I went, what? I said, this is not good news. And he just said, no. And the nurse said, you've been through a hell of a lot, because they'd seen the scars on my body and all that. She went, you've been through a hell of a lot. If I could reverse it, I would. And that's life. You know, I've had a good innings, 67 years, 67. And I love it. And if I can go on for another 5, that's all I want you to do. Give me another 5. And I'm going to be racing. You'll see me at the tracks. I've had people with their sons asking me for an autograph and pictures. And then what you fancy? You know what I mean? I gave a couple a 16-1 winner at Windsor once. We stayed friends for many years. They're not on their line now. I tried to ring them a few weeks ago. But meeting people at the races are fantastic. But of course, what you fancy? And you try and help out. I've got friends I get the age trackers to me, and I send them out to 4 or 5 people. And they wouldn't keep asking me what I fancy if I got it wrong. So I've got to be quite good at something.
Well, you have proven that you're extremely good at an awful lot of things.
Thank you, Nick.
And I think we're very grateful in racing that you've chosen to put all your energy into this, because if you'd been stuck at County Hall for all these years,
oh dear,
especially with some of the people who've been in and out of there.
Oh, but I've got friends. I'd love to mention them all. I can't. But I've got so many friends, Nick, through racing. You know who you are. The friends we go in the pub, Peter, John, everybody, you know. I've got so many friends through the game. And one of them, little Peter, Chelsea Peter, he said to me, listen, mate, if something happens to you, what are we going to do? You're so knowledgeable. And he said, you help us all out. And what a lovely touch, you know what I mean?
I hope everybody takes your words of wisdom and, most importantly, your advice. And what we all hope, and everyone in the sport, is that your wish is granted.
Yeah.
And
thanks, Nick.
You keep fighting in the way that you have done since the day you were born. Dave Standbridge, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Harry, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Cornelius, thank you. And thank you for watching as well. Philip Newton, William Morgan added so much to this show today too. That, I'm afraid, is the last show of the current series. We will be back with you a little later in the year, hopefully in September. To all of you who've watched and supported wherever you are in the world, huge thanks, and especially to my guest today. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.